Starting to the top right, we have the LGIM Protoss player. Successful against Bunny. Lost his first match though against Maru earlier.
LGIM Ruin.
Ruin.
Yeah, Ruin in his third match. He's up against the player to the bottom right of the map. 0-2 today.
MVP DongRaeGu.
Ruin going for a forge play, and DRG not going to be able to go hatch first with this fast scout. So Ruin is going to get a good build here. And
there's really a psychological element to this now.
Yeah.
DRG for a long time was one of the best players that we had in Wings of Liberty, one of the strongest ones. He had his up and downs, but now he finds himself in a really awkward position. Not only was he not able to stay in Code S, he dropped to Code A, was then not able to win the next round, and now he finds himself 0-2 in the up and downs. There is so much on the line for him. It's prestige, it's pride, and of course you want to get back into Code S to just make sure that you will compete with the best, that you have your name out there, that you will play amongst the best, and that you are still a top-tier player. For him, all of this is now in question.
He wants to play in the OSL and the Premier League, and he lost in the OSL Finals to Rain. So, I mean, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of history going to this. He wants to get back into that OSL and have that title under his belt. You know, have that title of, I am a Code S player, I am one of the strongest players in the world. And, you know, his pride is definitely in question here. Or not his pride, but his reputation, which of course affects his pride.
And he was always a player that was affected by these things. That's something that we saw in the past several times already. He didn't go to Busan. It was Seed who faced MC. And now we have a second pylon being built at Natural, once again delaying this this hatch that DRG of course wants to plant down.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any Zerglings though. Oh, well, okay, so my bad, sorry, they were already out there. I was looking at the production tab and just missed them. I was already wondering a little bit, how can you play that without any lings at all?
Just really getting into DRG's head here a little bit with the intense pylon block that we saw. You know, for a second there I thought he was going to add a gateway instead of just letting it cancel. But yeah, he's now, of course, got his cannon up safely at home, so DRG not going to be able to do any counter pressure.
Yeah, DRG is just trying to move in.
Double hatch. Goes right into it.
He kind of has to at this point. He has the scout now with the link, so he sees, okay, well, you go into Forge first. And with the build that we have here for Ruin, DRG with the double hatch, completely fine. If you think about it, that second hatch comes at exactly or roughly the time where you want to have your third base anyways.
Yeah, he's got gas.
420.
Yep, he's got gas with this, and you know, he could do a lot of different things with that gas. He's making quite a few Zerglings right now. 8 of them.
Yeah, decent amount of Zerglings that will give him a lot of map presence here. Helps him to chase down probes, find proxy pylons. It's getting a lot of links.
I think he might be doing that build we've seen Lenok do to punish players who do not keep their units at the wall. Just with a third hatchery, you know, in this case, which we have seen before. Not necessarily going to be the case. He pulls out a gas. He makes more and more links.
Ton of Zerglings. That is quite the gamble that he goes for here. There is a Zealot. There will be a Zealot.
Yeah, but he's going to want that sentry. You know, if he skips the sentry, goes for a stalker instead, that could actually cause him to lose this game. He doesn't have any scouting information right now, and he sends the Zealot out.
He needs to make sure that he has a perfect wall there. Either put the Zealot in there or go for a complete wall off with buildings. But this is DRG with a huge gamble.
Yeah, and I think it may pay off with the way the stalker is rallied. Yeah, this is as all in as it gets, but I think it's gonna, luckily for him, work out.
Well, he gets the Mothership Core, and you know, once the Mothership Core has the energy assembled to drop that Photon overcharge, the Nexus at the Natural is going to be so important.
Goes into a second Stalker, Keldor, and 18 Lings on the way. He's not going to see this in time.
Yeah, but a second or third cannon would change everything, so if he spots it just in time... But DRG has so much.
He has everything hidden all the way up in the main base, so he's not going to see this at all. He knows exactly where the Stalker and the Zealot are. He's going to avoid them. The Mothership Core is going to see way too late, I feel. This is going to be close. If Ruin pulls a full pylon wall and makes cannons.
There comes the Oracle, and he sees what's coming. He's going to lose the Stalker. He needs to drop the pylon. There it is, the full wall. But he also needs a lot of cannons now.
Yeah, he needs way more cannons. He starts 3 or 2. No way he holds this.
It's too late already. The sentry is not there yet. He's chrono boosting it, but he's losing the core. That means no additional sentries.
3 cannons going up.
DRG with a massive gamble, and it seems to pay off. He takes down the Cybernetics core. He's gonna kill not only the gate, but also the forge.
Yep. Probe's coming out here to try to block, so he can't get into the main base, but it's too late.
Too little, too late. This is him.
Blocks the ramp, attempts to.
Yeah, well, that is not gonna work out for him either. He's gonna save the natural. That's the only thing that he can save.
Yeah.
And he's trying to just make that worth it.
But DRG has 3 bases. He can start the drone as he already is.
Yeah.
I think this is a poor choice actually to use the mothership core there like that. That kills what, 4 links? That was definitely a poor choice.
Well, he's taking down too much now, and as soon as he finds the Stargate, he could kill the Stargate too. I feel so far he hasn't seen it yet. Now he sees the Void Ray. Maybe he can take down the Stargate or at least the pylon. I kind of doubt it a little bit, but for DRG it's now all about the transition.
Yeah, I mean, he has killed all of the tech. We're starting at ground 0 here with the gateways.
Yeah, only Stargate remains. He can go into the Void Rays now, but he doesn't have any gateways anymore. So there is no ground pressure against DRG, only the Void Rays. And as long as he builds a few additional Queens and Spore Crawlers, he is going to be peachy.
Yep, he's going for the Stargate now. He's attacking it. Not able to kill it. He waited too long. Won't be able to kill this Nexus either. But, you know, he's done what he can. And he did a lot.
DRG's last hope. He needs to win this game. If he loses here, he is in Code A next season. He's out of the up and downs. He has another match against Maru later on that he has to win if he wants to advance today. And so far, he's in a really good position against Ruin, but he hasn't won the game just yet.
Yeah. You know, Ruin could, by a miracle, come back in this. He's going into Oracle right now. He's going to try to do some harassment. But since DRG has already scouted the Stargate, he's even making spores. He's adding extra queens right now, going up to a 4th one right now.
But we also don't have a massive tech for DRG here. It's not like he was on a huge amount of drones earlier. All this lava, all his minerals went straight to Zerglings. So Ruin is trying to catch up. Problematic for him is that he did not complete Warp Gate research earlier. The Cybernetics core died a little bit too fast for that to be finished.
Yeah, he only killed 6 Harvesters, don't forget, during this tech. So it was about killing the Nexus more than anything else, and the tech.
The Nexus, the tech, and the main base, and now DRG starts to transition into there.
He's going to target the Spore down. No transfuse energy.
And he tanked the damage with the Mothership Core and just barely gets out with it, but he gets out with it. And with the additional Oracle, those Queens won't have a good time.
No, they certainly will not. Really good micro here by Ruin.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed.
A lot of potential trouble for DongRaeGu now. He's going to lose another Queen here. Such nice micro by Ruin.
Yeah, excellent micro. Might even be able to get that Spore. Ooh, it's going to be close. Decides not to. Oh, that could have been devastating.
That was scary. Think about what would have happened if Ruin would have had the Warp Gate research completed before the Cybernetics core went down, and this attack with a few additional Zealots on the ground.
Yeah.
Just 3 or 4.
Well, he's going into a massive Warp Gate attack now. He knows that this is basically his only hope. DRG, if he skimps on too many units here, could just die to it.
But he gets the Roach one, which is really important.
Yeah, and all he needs now is a scout. If he can see that this is coming, then he'll obviously be able to prepare for it really, really well. Gets a Spire too, so this is definitely checkmate if Ruin does not actually win the game here.
This is him all-inning. I mean, this is as all-inish as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, it's as all-in as DongRaeGu's Ling attack from earlier.
Yeah. Spire is now on its way. We have creeps being spread towards the front. Another base being taken by DongRaeGu. Certainly has the resources. Adds 3 additional Overlords. He will not be supply block.
Yeah, Roach speed starts. No real forward pylon. He's already been spotted here. And he needs to save these sentries.
Ah, great attack by DRG. 1 sentry, 2 sentry. He's going to lose all of them.
Could have forced it again. I don't know why he waited so long for that. He wanted to buy time for that pylon, I suppose, which it looks like he will save the pylon.
But he takes down the probe, the harvester, so no additional forward pylon for him just yet. And look at the timing here for the Spire. It's going to complete very soon. He's relying on roaches at first, but he can also add a few mutalisks.
Yeah, he has the resource to do it.
And he has the queens at the front 5 in total already.
I don't think this is going to work.
He shouldn't.
It's all about the force fields, but the roaches don't care too much about force fields against the Gateway army that's this small.
He's waiting too long. He's realizing that he can't possibly break through. He's already moving back. But the problem is, what's the transition going to be? Yeah. There is no transition. You don't have a 3rd base. Your opponent has a 4th. And getting this 3rd, that is a wish that will never come true.
I mean, he doesn't even have a forge. He starts it, but the Mutas are going to knock on the door very soon here. Goes into +1 for the Mutas first. He's going to even make it bigger of a surprise than they were originally. This Nexus may have to be cancelled. I think it will.
Yeah, he has to cancel this, and he does. Now we have a huge ground forces trying to deny the third, and as soon... Look at the minerals and the gas that we have for DRG. He can build 12, 13 Mutalisks right away, and as soon as they hit the main base, without the Protoss player having... he doesn't even have the Stalkers. I mean, he doesn't have Blink, so he's not mobile enough. He doesn't have the numbers.
He has 2 Stalkers and 2 Void Rays.
Yep.
That's it. And these Roaches are going to get killed for free, so that's, I mean, I guess a bonus, but that still doesn't help him against the Mutalisks.
They're a long way from home. But DongRaeGu has to actually get the units out now. He does not have enough.
Yeah, these Mutas are just going to be such a big surprise, though, for Ruin. He has no idea. Does he scout?
DRG has a little bit of a lava problem. He sees the Mutalisks now. I mean, they're attacking the Oracle, so he should see this. There's not a lot of air units. We have Phoenixes coming
That's
into
the
play.
Desperation Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's the uh-oh.
The uh-oh Phoenix, exactly. One Phoenix to rule them all.
That's like the one Phoenix that you make that you're like, I should probably just cancel this and actually get a Stalker or 2 instead. He does have a lot of energy on that Mothership core, which he can try to rely on. Spine's going up just in case DRG has to face the all-in that comes, the base trade.
DRG is a little bit scared, I feel. He doesn't want to make any mistakes, and because of this he plays very passive. Maybe a little bit too passive. But now he's moving in.
This Nexus is so dead.
Double Stargate now coming in. If he gets enough Phoenixes, I don't think it's going to happen, but if DRG gives him too much time...
There's no cans in the main base, don't forget. He's trying to get them now, but they're a bit too late.
The Lings running in
No
at
force
the
fields.
third base. There's nothing. The force fields are too late. The sentries are all going to die here. The Mutalisk against the Phoenixes could just turn around and fight them, but they're moving in to kill the Void Rays first.
Yeah, this is... You know, he pushes it back. The Void Rays with that prismatic charge are just pretty strong. Prismatic alignment there.
DRG, is he really choking here? He's still 60 supply ahead of his opponent. He has a brilliant economy on 4 bases now. And he has the tech.
There's cans on the main base now, a few of them. The Mutas go in right now. In the main, losing a lot of probes here, but the photon overcharge on that Nexus.
Here come those Phoenixes now, and he's moving in to take down as many Mutalisks as possible. DRG not microing at all. He's waiting for the Corruptors that he started to build. 18 Mutalisks, he definitely has the numbers. With additional Corruptors, he will be able to take down those Phoenixes. The Void Rays there, of course, still strong, but it's just a numbers game at this point, or at least it should be.
Exactly, you know, I mean, DRG is still very much ahead in this game. He's flopping a little bit, though. I don't know how else to describe it.
The theme of this game after the additional Ling attack is just like, everyone is watching this game is like, DRG should win it, but he choked in the past, and we're all a little bit afraid that he still will.
Yeah, and he's going to go for a weird attack now. 2 prongs, one at the natural, which is something that Ruin is not going to expect, and then the Mutas come into the main base.
And you know, Ruin is doing what he can. I mean, the guy is really trying to all into this game, and he's doing a good job so far. He's always has a few cannons, he's reacting, and he knows that he's way behind. He's struggling, but he's doing the best he can.
Yeah. Mutalisk just overwhelming numbers in the main base now.
Wolf, the supply advantage of DRG is actually, he's losing his supply advantage. He's losing way too much.
He's losing way too much. He's actually going to be, he can fight these Corruptors straight up and then go and kill the Mutalisk now.
Ruin is starting to get back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's up with all these Roach attacks that are clearly suicidal. I mean, he's up against like 4 cans at the natural and a wall.
As I said, he gave him too much time earlier. If he would have used all his resources for Mutalisks, which he did not, by the way, he only had like 12, he could have built another 9 and waited. He could have gone into the main base and won the game there, but now Ruin is going into the Anion Pulse Crystals. He has a huge amount of Phoenixes. He has a 3rd base secured.
Yeah, and with the Anion Pulse Crystals, DRG, he needs to scout that and switch out. He's already got the Infestation Pit going down, but you don't want to fight against Anion Pulse Crystals Phoenixes with your Mutas, not even with Corruptors, really.
I mean, DongRaeGu going for +1/+1, that gives him an upgrade lead. Ruin doesn't have upgrades, and finally he's getting his act together and trying to do damage in the main base. He has enough Corruptors so that he can deal with the Phoenixes, so this is looking a lot better now, but he got me worried there for a second.
Yeah. Right now, Ruin just desperately trying to hold on to this base. It's being targeted right now, and I don't think this is a good idea by DRG to target the Nexus. He should be going for those probes. Now he goes for them. He's
playing ring around with the Rosie, and he's losing so many Mutalisks, but still a 70 supply lead and a great economy with another base now coming up at the bottom left. +1/+1 soon to be done.
Good micro on those Lings, hold position on the probes, killing so many of them there. And Ruin now down to 51 harvesters here.
Yeah, but also some of most of the mineral patches are gone. With 51 harvesters, he can actually have a decent saturation on those 3 bases that he has. Gets a few more.
The problem is that DRG has map control, so Ruin can never walk across the map to kill these hatches.
The one thing that Ruin would love to have is a pylon to the left side of the map to warp in a few zealots and then just run them into the mineral lines of those satellite bases that DRG has.
And oh, look at this. He's killing the rest of the probes here.
The Phoenixes cannot fight against those Corruptors. He needs to have more Void Rays if he wants to push through, or at least have a few Stalkers to help out here. He's trying to, but you can see that this is never a battle that you want to take as a Protoss player.
Yeah, even with the Pulse Crystals upgrade. And DRG already has +1 for his air units as he started from the beginning. Oh, nice targeting here. And with the Stalker support, he can actually fight these.
Yeah, he's trying to sniping the second Void Ray. Void Rays are awesome against Corruptors, but 2 against 18, that is still a bit unfair.
Ruin is, you know, the position he's in, he's basically playing with one hand tied behind his back right now. He is trying his hardest, but it's just not going to be enough. DRG has built too much of a bank, he has too much economy, and the Corruptors are finally pushing his Phoenixes down to the limit. Yeah,
the Phoenixes, the numbers, they are getting lower and lower. He's trying to go for the double production here, but can he really sustain this? The issue really being that we have now 5 bases for DRG versus 3 of Ruin. It took DongRaeGu a little bit longer than expected, but he is still going to take this game and save his chances in the up and downs.
Yep, GG, DRG pulls himself back into it, keeping himself together there. Takes a huge risk for being 1 game away from being out with that speedling attack, but he must have studied Ruin on this map. He realized that he likes to do the same thing as we've seen MC do in the past, and Ruin looks like he just won the game.
Yeah, it looks exactly after game 2. That was a very weird game.
Yeah, Ruin, you know, he nearly got a grip over it towards the end there. It was more so like DongRaeGu lost his grip of it, though. You know, obviously he didn't quite, but he had map control. He just did not micro his mews. He didn't commit heavily with that surprise attack that could have actually just won the game.
There were so many nuances to this game where Ruin could have gone get in a better position. Think about the positioning for the Cybernetics core. The Lynx had such a huge surface area to attack that in the beginning. If they don't have that, Warp Gate Research might finish. And if Warp Gate Research finishes, the first attack that Ruin executed after holding would probably have at least killed one of the bases of DRG. The Void Rays and the Oracle already doing so much damage against the Queens, but if there are a few Zergers or a few Zealots on the ground helping out with that, he can do even more. As it is, he never scouted what was happening until it was way too late. With the early Stalkers that he sent out would have seen those Lings, he could have gotten those cannons up in time.
Yeah.
It was such a close game, but DRG, he takes it, and now he still can advance to Code S. We have a 5-minute break, and then we will head into the next set of games. So guys, stay tuned, and then we'll be back with the up and downs here at the GSL.